A consumable is a one-time purchase that provides a limited quantity of items such as in-game currency like gems or gold. When a user purchases a consumable, it works very much like a non-consumable. A transaction is made, which we must process, but the purchase can't be restored and the user can make multiple purchases. It's up to us to keep track of the amount of remaining consumables. If we want the consumable to be shared across devices, it's also up to us to put together the architecture necessary for consumables to be persisted in a safe and secure manner. For us, we'll continue to use the keychain. As a reminder, in our app, we have one consumable defined in the store, the random owls. Let's work with that. We're about to have two different types of purchasables, so let's create a file for a purchasable protocol. Its one requirement will be that it will have a StoreKit product property. For the rest of this file's contents, let's cut and paste the prefix and ID properties from the OWL file. Now move the default ID from OWL to purchasable, allowing all purchasables to derive from identifiable. Then, to get rid of compilation errors, make OWL purchasable. And now we can add a random owls purchasable type 2. There's only going to be one of these in the App Store. But the products method requires a collection of IDs, so we can make a collection of 1. And unlike OWL, which stores whether it is purchased to the keychain, random owls will instead store a count of how many consumable purchases remain. With random owls complete, IAP Store will need to store our single instance of it. And with that, we'll be able to buy a random owl. First, we'll make sure that there is still an owl remaining that hasn't been purchased. If so, we'll locally consider it to have been unlocked. Then we'll decrement the consumable count. And that takes care of using random owls after they have been purchased, but we still need to handle purchasing the consumables in the first place. First, let's make the buy method generic for any type of purchasable. And we'll need to query the product type of the transactions we're processing. The existing code handles non-consumables. But if it's a consumable we're dealing with, we'll instead add 3 potential unlocks. And those are the only cases we could possibly be handling here. And that's it, our plumbing is in place. Let's head to the content view file to create a new row view for random owls. As with the other type of owl row, the view's body will be based on product row, only here we can grab the random owls from the IAP store. We'll show a different trailing view based on whether there are any consumables remaining. If there are not, we'll show a purchase button. And that's going to require that we make purchase button generic for all purchasables, just like the buy method. After we've purchased consumables, let's display that amount in a circle. But we'll actually need that to be a button's label. As for the button's action, we should ask the user if they would like to purchase a random owl. We'll do that with an alert, switching an alert is presented state variable to true upon tapping the button. Now for the alert itself. We'll use the title Unlock Random Owl and use our new variable for its presentation state. And we'll use a message with more detail. If they don't want to make the purchase, no problem. But if they do, we'll add a purchase for a random owl. Finally, we need to add the random owls row beneath the list of other owl rows. Now we can test locally. Open the scheme and switch back to the StoreKit configuration. We also have to add a consumable to the configuration. Select the file, click the plus button to add a new in-app purchase, and choose the consumable option. Give it the reference and display name of Random Owls and match it with the product ID that you set up earlier in App Store Connect. This time set the price to $1.99. For the description, you can use a random owl from the collection. Build and run. Now purchase a consumable and you'll see the number letting us know how many consumables remain. Tap on the number and agree to make the purchase. And look at that, we unlocked an owl and have one less consumable. One last thing, if you ever want to clear out the keychain for testing, you can do that with Remove All Keys in the app's initializer. And that will give you a clean slate.